Hi everyone, this is Natasha here from ozchick.com. My blog is called Ozchick Sews, and today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about how I store our RightStart mathematics materials. Um, it's so overwhelming when you're first trying to work out where you're going to put all these things because they come in a huge box, and you get onto Pinterest and you get online and you find out all these different ways of people storing and labeling, and they've got all these perfect boxes, and you're just like, I can't even get to Michael's anytime anywhere, and that's just not going to work for me. So what do I do to keep it all contained? I try to keep it very simple because I'm just not one of these people that needs to have like a little thing for everything. It's just not how I roll. So I was mostly able to use what I already had. So what I did is I have two containers of this size. I don't even know what size. Here we go. Sterilite. This is a 15 quart. So I have two of those containers, and I just keep them stacked on top of each other with almost all of the materials and the books inside them. In one of them, I keep our RightStart book. I also keep, pull up here. I also keep our abacuses and our whiteboard, our math game book. I think I threw the color tiles in here because they didn't fit anywhere else, and I just kept them in their little bag. And then I've also kept the what are these? The worksheets that you get, and just all the other papers that we have. We have the Yellow is the Sun book, and we have I have this fraction card, which I think I already had, and the CD, and just a couple other bits and pieces there, and just a couple of other things that I've laminated. When I first got the book, actually, I went ahead and laminated all the pages out of the appendix so they wouldn't get damaged. So I highly recommend you do that. And then you can cut, some of them you can cut, and so it's definitely worthwhile to laminate those first and make sure your kids are not present when you do that, because they have the habit of messing up those pages as you go laminating them, and then you end up with like mushed up laminated pages. Ask me how I know. So that was box one. That is how I do that. And that keeps that all organized. The next thing that I have is I saw that someone had one of these boxes that they'd picked up from, they may have got it on Amazon, but I actually found this at Joann, and they always have them half price. And so now that I've said that, you're going to go there and they're not half price. So I think I might have got it, I think they had them 70% off or something when I went in. So look out for a sale on these. This is the the Photo and Craft case keeper. I decided to get the one for the 5x7 photos. This it's also available with the 4x6 size as well, so it's slightly smaller, but I just thought that the bigger one would be better. So in this one, and I actually did go, this one actually has individual boxes inside it. So you have this outer one and then the inside. And so I thought this was kind of cool, and this actually works pretty well for some of the pieces that are smaller and easy to be contained. So and I just used our little brother labeler to do the fronts of these. So for the money one, I just have our money card deck and the coins in there. For the place card, I put them in here. And let me just show you the place cards. You can download the place cards for free off their off the RightStart website, but they're really small, and so I did that initially. So so you can then laminate them and use them. And so I did that to start with. So this is what you're looking at for that. So that's just like your little page. Now compare that to the actual place cards that you get. There's a significant size difference. These are a lot bigger, a lot sturdier. Here we go. Well, how perfect is that? Here's the 200 and the 200. So yeah, so you've got the big one, which is the actual one that you can purchase, and it's in your kit. or the one that you can print from the website. So both work, but these sturdier ones are really, really great. So I highly recommend getting them if that is in your budget. So let's pop those back in there. The next thing I have in here is the clock. The kit comes with one of these little clocks. This is a little bit smaller than one of the ones I already had. I had one clock, and it was just cheaper to get the entire pack than to just piecemeal everything. So, so that fits in this container. Let me show you that. And in there too, I have my. I just use a Ziploc bag, which has the clock pieces, which were part of the appendix that I laminated, and then the clock card deck as well, which I haven't opened yet, is in there, and I guess that they've just used a rubber band around that, so we'll see if that works going forward. Then I just have another box which has our tally sticks and the tally cards in it. And those tally cards, again, I laminated those ones out of the appendix. And then I just kind of did this random card one for all of the other cards that mostly came from the appendix. So we have the dot cards, the bead cards, the abacus cards. These you can also print from their website if you are only doing part of the if you're only buying some of the manipulatives, so you can buy them and laminate them. So you can print those and laminate those. These ones, though, were the ones that came with the actual kit. And here are the envelopes that came with the kit, too, and I just threw those in that box. We've got our number finger cards, and then in just here, this also was in the appendix. This is the, I think these are the rectangles, I think. So I've just put all of those in that one box just to keep them all secure. The last one that I can keep in this container are the pieces for the math balance. And this is the math balance. If you haven't used one of these, they're really, really cool. They're a great way to have your kids understand that your math equations always need to be balanced. That if you've got a 6 on one side, you need to also work up to 6 on the other side, and it could be a combination of different numbers to get to that. So that's a great way to teach them. This obviously doesn't fit in any of my boxes, so this one I just keep it near our bookshelf, but just behind just behind a whiteboard, which I lean against the wall. So that works for us. I know people keep them on bookshelves too, so wherever you have a space, you can keep that there. Let me see here. Into my next box, and this again, it doesn't match my other box, but that's because this is what I had already. No point buying something then when you've got something that already works. Now, I think I already had this particular box. This is a Essentials by Art Bin. I don't know where I got it. I'm going to guess that it came from Joanne as well, and I got it at some point to try and corral my kids' stuff. So into here, I just went and put all the rest of the card decks. So I've got the fraction card deck, the multiplication card deck, the basic number card deck. I actually have 2 of those, and then we have these the base 10 picture learning cards. They fit better in this box because it was a bit deeper. And then we have these ones too, which I forget the name of them. The corner cards, I think that's what they call. So yeah, so those all fit well in this container, and that container I store in this big container. The other thing I keep in here are these wooden 3D shapes. These ones you have to make sure your kids don't steal them. My 4-year-old is just obsessed with taking them, and I keep finding them in his bedroom. So, seriously, lock up your math manipulatives, people. Okay, and then here, this has the what are these called? They're all these, like, geometry panels. There we go. The geometry panels. I just put them in a big giant Ziploc, and kept them in there. We haven't actually officially used these yet, but my 6-year-old loves getting into these, and she'll just make things when I'm not around, so she just loves those. In this box too, I've been keeping our geo reflector. That gets used quite a bit, actually, at least in the beginning. And then these centimeter cubes, I just kept them in there. I wouldn't mind putting these into a little box or something, but whatever, it's fine for now. We've got 10 grams in here too. And we've got 2 of the geo boards. You can see there's different on each side. And you get a set of 2 of those. We have calculator, and then the pen. This pen comes with the geometry set, and actually I cannot fit all of the geometry set in this box because it was too wide. So I'll show you what I do with the rest of it in a minute. Then we have this. Okay, so we have this this ruler, which my 4-year-old went and broke the day after I got it. And so eventually I'll get a new one of those, I suppose. Good thing RightStart has free shipping. And then we have this compass. We have different parts from the geometry kit, different rulers and things. And what else do I have? I also have a calendar in here as well, and just a couple of other math manipulatives that we already had lying around that I thought worked well with our set. So I'm just going to put those back in here. Now the only pieces that don't fit in my system is so the math balance that you saw before, but then we have the this is the board for the geometry set, so that doesn't fit in. It almost does, but just not quite. So it might just depend on the box you have as to whether that will fit. And then the other one that doesn't fit in is the fractions chart. So what I'm doing with those two, since they're quite big, I'm just keeping. I've got like a tote bin which I keep various books next to our homeschooling stuff, and so I just keep those in the back of that, and that works fine. And that's easy to get to. So so that's how I organize our RightStart materials. I'd love to see how you're organizing yours or not. And if you are thinking about getting RightStart and you're or you're just wanting to add to your set, add to your collection of math stuff, I'd love you to use my affiliate link. That helps me out, and it doesn't affect the amount that you pay for the RightStart products at all. So that would be awesome, and I hope you have a great day. See you next time.